Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So some good news coming out of British boxing. Fabio Wardley versus Frazer Clarke has been set for the 31st of March. It takes place at the O2 Arena in London, and obviously this goes down on Sky Sports. This is a domestic fight that we've been waiting for a little while now. Of course, this fight was supposed to take place last year. Frazer Clarke was named mandatory for Fabio Wardley's British title. Frazer Clarke then pulled out, went a different direction. Here we are, a few months later, the fight is on. Fabio Wardley will be defending his British and Commonwealth heavyweight titles. Always good to see a domestic heavyweight clash. Two unbeaten guys. Fabio Wardley has a more impressive record of 17-0 with 16 knockouts, whereas Frazer Clarke has a record of 8-0 with 6 knockouts. When you look at both guys as professionals, I'm more impressed with Fabio Wardley in regards to what he's shown us so far. I think Wardley clearly has the advantage in speed, one-punch power. I would say he's more athletically gifted than Frazer Clarke. When I say speed as well, I mean both hand speed and foot speed. Quicker guy, more explosive guy, and he's been a guy who has crafted his own style. He turned to boxing late. He started boxing 1920. He had no amateur fights whatsoever. He went straight into the pro game, and I think he's done quite well considering that. And like I said, I feel like he's developing his own unique style. Yes, his style contains flaws. He'll back up with his chin in the air. He relies heavily on his speed and athletic ability. But, he had to find a way to make it work for himself considering the lack of pedigree, the lack of experience. And I think he's done that to a certain degree. And at domestic level, I believe Fabio Wardley is a handful for anybody, including Frazer Clarke. In fact, I would make Fabio Wardley a favourite. And it's funny because despite Frazer Clarke having this extensive amateur pedigree, I believe he won a bronze medal in in Tokyo 2021 in the Olympic Games. Despite him having that amateur pedigree, you look at Frazer Clarke's record, he really hasn't fought anybody of note. I mean, we're talking about durable guys like Dave Allen, Marius Vac. He won those fights comfortably, but in my opinion, didn't look all that great doing it. Frazer Clarke's one of those fighters I look at, and there's just no X factor there. Whereas Fabio Wardley, and I'm not saying Fabio Wardley is going to go on to become a heavyweight champion, but he's clearly got attributes that are above average, like his speed, like his power, like his explosiveness, and even in regards to the unorthodox way he fights. Whereas Frazer Clarke to me just looks meh. I always think Frazer Clarke looks like he could lose a bit of weight. Sometimes he'll look sloppy coming forwards, slow feet. He can put his shots together relatively quickly when he wants to, but this is how I would describe Frazer Clarke. When he puts his shots together, when he tries to go through the gears, it looks forced. It doesn't look natural, if that makes sense. I can't really describe it, but it looks forced, whereas with Fabio Wardley, it comes off as natural, what he does. Like he's fighting in a better rhythm, a better flow, per se, in comparison to Frazer Clarke. Frazer Clarke, what he does have, in the amateurs, he always showed a good chin. And what I will say, if he does bring that to the pro game, if he can take some of Fabio's shots early on, and he can drag this fight out, I'd say that's the avenue where he could have success later on, if he takes it into deep waters. But even then, I say that, we haven't seen Frazer Clarke in long fights either. He went 10 rounds with Marius Vac, but Marius Vac wasn't really doing much in that fight to test Frazer Clarke's gas tank. Frazer Clarke did okay in that fight in terms of punch output as the fight went on, but he wasn't really made to work. He was doing it on his own accord. He wasn't made to work. So we don't even know how good Frazer's stamina is. But if he can take some shots, if he can remain compact early on, soak up what Fabio has, maybe that is the best route to go down for him in this bout. I don't think he's going to go jab for jab with Fabio Wardley. Not that Wardley's this great technical boxer, because he's not, but he's a lot quicker. He's a lot quicker on his feet, and he's got much quicker hands. So going jab for jab with Fabio Wardley, I don't think Frazer's got the ability to do that. I don't think he's got the ability to close the gap in speed. So if I'm Frazer Clarke, I'm the bigger man, I'm the heavier man. I would try to be relatively cautious early on while staying close to Fabio. You know, keep a nice guard, work the body when you can, try to jab your way in, try to stay close to Fabio, try to make him work, try to make him use his legs, and then slowly up the ante as the rounds progress. But regardless, I think this is a decent fight, a fight in which I'm looking forward to. I do make Fabio Wardley a favourite, and a relatively wide favourite. Not a mismatch type of favourite, but pretty big favourite. We shall see what Frazer Clarke has to offer. We know what Fabio can do at domestic level, as he's shown with Nathan Gorman, as he showed with David Adelaide. So Wardley's a good domestic heavyweight. We don't know whether Frazer Clarke is. But ultimately, we're going to find out, so that's all good. That's all good. Good fight. Yeah, looking forward to it. Share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Delboy. Peace.